Good morning and welcome, my dear students, in my online class. Today I am going to explain you the second part of the previous story, The Address. In first part, I have already told you about the narrator who was daughter of Mrs. S. went to number 46 Marconi Street to meet Mrs. Dorling. Narrator, the daughter of Mrs. S., went there in search of the belongings of her mother, who is no more in this world. Mrs. Dorling refused to recognize her. She was surprised to see her there and alive. The woman Mrs. Dorling regretted that she could do nothing for her. She asked her to come another time. She was not in mood to receive and talk to her. She even refused to recognize her. Narrator's mother, Mrs. S., had given her the address of Mrs. Dorling years ago. Narrator remembered when Mrs. Dorling first came to their house. It was the first half of the war. Mrs. Dorling's visits became suddenly frequent to her house. Mrs. Dorling would leave her house with one thing or the other. In this way, all their precious, valuable things, silver cutlery, antique plates, vases had disappeared. Mrs. Dorling had taken away everything with her. And now I am going to explain you her second visit. So pay attention, students. When the war was over, narrator came back alone to her town. Her mother, Mrs. S., was dead now. Before dying, she had told her about Mrs. Dorling and her address. Address was 46 Marconi Street. This was the place where all their valuable things were there. They were associated with her mother. So during the next visit, what happened, I am telling you. I followed the girl along the passage. Old-fashioned iron Nutka candle holder hung next to a mirror. We never used it because it was much more cumbersome than a single candlestick. So during her second visit, Mrs. Dorling was not at home. Her 15-year-old daughter was alone in the house. Now the narrator was in the midst of all those nice things that once belonged to her mother. So this time she felt nostalgic. She was feeling nostalgic, and because these things were very precious for her as they were associated with her mother. She felt nostalgic because all things they were lying in very absurd manner. Because of tasteless way everything was arranged. Because of the ugly furniture, muggy smell hung there. Scarcely dared to look around. The girl moved a chair. I sat down. I refers to narrator, stared at the woolen tablecloth. I rubbed it. Fingers grew warm from rubbing. I followed the lines of pattern. There was burn mark. So she was midst of all those things, all their valuable things. They were lying in a very tasteless manner. She was saying she could see those things, she could touch them, but she could not take them back. So pay attention, students. Silver cutlery, fork, knives, large vases, antique plates, and they were theirs. She was pained to see that they were tastelessly arranged and shavily used. No doubt those articles aroused nostalgic feelings in her. Nostalgic, missing. उन पुराने दिनों की यादें उनको ताज़ा कर दिया. When she saw those things, she also resolved their true owner was no more in the world. लेकिन अब ये सब चीज़ें उसके लिए बेकार हैं, क्योंकि उसका जो ट्रू ओनर है वो अब नहीं है. ट्रू ओनर हियर इट मीन्स हर मदर. सो यू हैव टू पे अटेंशन. I asked her which silver she meant. She replied, surprised, it was the spoons, fork, knives. Of course, that was the strange thing. I didn't know the cutlery we ate of every day was silver. All those valuable things. The girl laughed again. I bet you don't know it is either. I looked intentionally at her. What we eat with, she asked. Well, do you know? She hesitated. She walked to the sideboard, wanted to open a drawer. I jumped up. I was forgetting the time. I must catch my train. So, after seeing these things, all valuable things in a very tasteless manner, she decided to forget all those things. During her second visit to number 46 Marconi Street, narrator found all those valuables there. She could see the silver knives, spoons, forks, antique plates were used so often. Teapot, the tablecloth, and the big vases were still there. But for whom? No doubt they aroused nostalgic feelings, nostalgic memories of her mother, her former times. Where was their true owner? Her mother was not in the world anymore. Narrator was pained to see all these nice things of her mother being used shavily. Now she decided to forget them. Above all, she resolved to forget the inauspicious address. It was quite easy to forget it. So, dear students, the whole story revolves around the address. Marga Minko has very aptly and logically titled this story, The Address. Narrator and her mother were victims of the war. Upheaval forced them to be wanderers. They had no permanent address worth the same. All the nice things were at number 46 Marconi Street. They aroused nostalgic feelings of former times. Their true owner was no more in the world. Narrator resolved to forget them. Also the address where they lie. It was better to forget them. And the uncharitable Mrs. Dodling. She also wanted to forget the address which symbolized a tragic past. If we see Mrs. Dodling, she is an important character of Marga Minko's short story. She is introduced to us as the mother of 15-year-old daughter. Like her daughter, Mrs. Dodling has a broad back. Mrs. Dodling's behavior towards Mrs. S. daughter, who is narrator of the story, is quite cold, unfriendly, inhuman. When the narrator introduced herself as the daughter of Mrs. S., Mrs. Dodling shows no sign of affection, love or recognition. Her remarks are very shocking and uncharitable. She utters, "Have you come back?" She is not at all pleased to receive the daughter of Mrs. S. She doesn't feel convenient. very coldly asked her to come another time. At that time she was busy. Mrs. Darling, she was such a lady who lacks human qualities of head and heart. She is